Toronto built a brand new light rail line, spent billions of dollars, waited through decades of cancellations, and when it finally opened, it was literally slower than the bus it replaced. Not a rumor. Documented, timed, slower. Here's what happened. The Finch West LRT runs on shiny new track, inside brand new vehicles that are technically capable of moving fast. But the operating rules governing that line were quietly configured to avoid disrupting car traffic at intersections. No real signal priority. Speed caps that treat the train like an inconvenient guest on a road built for drivers. The result is a transit vehicle that performs worse than the diesel bus it cost billions to replace. The hardware is fine. The policy choices strangled it before the ribbon was even cut. This didn't happen by accident. It happened through decades of politically motivated scope reduction. The original Transit City Plan, which would have given Toronto a genuinely rapid surface rail network, was gutted, stalled, cancelled, revived in diminished form, then handed back to a public that had waited so long they were just grateful something opened. That gratitude is exactly the problem. When the bar for success becomes, "at least it exists," mediocrity doesn't just survive, it gets celebrated. Political patience wore the city down until it stopped asking whether the thing being built was actually good. Somewhere in a series of planning meetings, someone made explicit choices about signal timing, about speed limits, about how intersections would be managed. Those choices guaranteed a slower outcome, which means a better outcome was always available. It was simply never chosen. New infrastructure can be deliberately hobbled, and the people making those quiet decisions have no incentive to choose differently when no one is watching closely enough to object. What Toronto's LRT actually proves is that transit quality is a political problem, not a technical one. Brand new trains can be made to perform worse than old buses. Billions in construction spending can be neutralized by a handful of decisions most riders never even hear about. If you accept the outcome, you ratify the choices that created it. The gap between a functional city and a dysfunctional one is almost always located inside a meeting room, not a construction site. So the next time a city announces a new transit line, the right question isn't, when does it open? It's, who controls how fast it's allowed to go? Because those two questions have very different answers.